I am Jodi Jackson. I am a manifestation coach with Restore You Coaching and Reiki, which is also the name of my webpage, if you would like to find me there in the future. And I want to start off by just talking about Life Coach University for a moment. Life Coach University is just an amazing place to be because it's there for anybody who needs it. It's there for anybody who needs coaching, especially in a place like this Pay It Forward platform. You know, when there's no money involved, especially in days like these, and all we're asking for is in any way you see fit to pay it forward, whatever makes you feel good. It's such an amazing exchange, isn't it? It just works out so well. So I urge you to do that. Hopefully you'll be able to take something away from what I'm talking about today, and you'll get something from it, and you can give somebody else something as well. So that is with Life Coach University here at the Pay It Forward program. And I'll introduce myself once more. My name is Jodi Jackson, and I'm a manifestation coach. And let's see, okay. And I'm going to talk today about living your truth. I know this is not an easy thing to do. It can be scary. It can feel a little uncomfortable. You might just feel it's easier to go with the grain and instead of against the grain. But the reason I want to talk about it today is because when you do it, the world is so much of an easier place to live. And I know that that's what we just find better is ease and simplicity. And we just do everything because we want to and not because we have to. So that's why I want to talk about that today. Anything that I can talk about to make your life easier and better in any way, that's what I'm here for as a coach. So let me ask you a question. It's a pretty big one. I know when you hear it, I didn't want to think about it for a long time myself, but I'm going to ask you anyway. And the question is, who are you? Have you ever asked yourself that before? Who are you as a person? And it's such a loaded question, and it feels like so much can come to mind that I don't know about you, but for me, I kind of felt like I couldn't answer it. Like, who am I? That is so much to think about. So one of the things we'll discuss today are things, smaller questions, things that you can ask yourself to find out who you are. And it makes it so much easier, a lot easier. So, and that's my other intent, is to make things easier. And like I said, simpler for you. So, manifesting, to be able to manifest, you need to be able to stand in your truth. You can only manifest when you're feeling comfortable with yourself. There's only a few laws to manifestation. There's not many, but they do need to be mastered, and that's one of them. So, do you know who you are? I know there's only a few of us on here right now, but does anyone want to answer that question? Put it in the chat for me. Do you really know who you are? And the next question is, do you want to know who you are? And if you don't want to know who you are, I completely get it. It's scary. If you do want to know who you are, have you ever tried before? Have you ever tried to look into it and see what comes up for you? And how do you feel with the answers that you've gotten? The more you do something like this, the easier it gets, just like anything else. I know probably if you've seen any other past webinars that I've done here, I could sound like a broken record a little bit, because I feel that there are so few things that we do that can open up so much. So you're going to hear me say things over and over again. So I apologize for that. But think of it like college or something, or going to school, if you've ever done that, right? You hear a lot of the same things over and over. Those are the things you want to get stuck in your head. So, like I said, I didn't want to find myself for a very long time. It was really scary. I didn't know what I was going to find there. I just sort of reacted to people how I reacted, and didn't care about that too much, didn't think about that too much. And I think it took its toll on me because I didn't think about it too much. I hate to say it, but there was a time, in my past where I just didn't have the empathy that I have now. But it was only because I decided to look into myself that I realized that. And I have more now. And I have better relationships now because of it. So again, one thing that I've said in the past is, you go through these storms, little ones. They don't have to be big ones. If you're just willing to put yourself through a small one, you will come out the other side and see that rainbow, meaning you're going to get something from it. And then you're going to take that and put that forward. And then you'll try again, because you realize that really wasn't terrible. If you've ever heard that saying, it seems impossible until it's done. It's so true. And I hope those of you on here now, or those of you that'll see this in the future, have heard that before and have gotten to try it and see that it's true, because it is. It really, really is. But you can't know it until you do it, right? So I'm your cheerleader here. Yes, you can do this. So, let's talk about, I have a few different things here I'm looking at, and trying to see what would be best to come next. So let's talk about roadblocks. I know we've talked about this before, but roadblocks are such a huge part of why we don't stand in our truth. Roadblocks are why we don't move forward, right? Something is keeping us from doing it. That's why we call it a roadblock. So let's think about those blocks. What kind of blocks do you have that are keeping you from being your truth? What in your life that you could think of that's around you right now is keeping you from living your truth? Is it because you have people around you that don't think like you, so you keep your thoughts inside? Is it because you've never done it before and it's scary? I can tell you a little story about myself where there was a time with me, and you ever have a time where you sort of realize you're doing something, but you don't really pay that much attention to it, but it's looming in the background. You know it's there, and you just don't do anything about it, and you just keep letting it happen. And for me, one of those things was, I was never really thinking on my own. I was never coming up with thoughts of my own. And it was really anything. It was kind of crazy. I would go out, my girlfriend and I would love to go dancing. And we would go dancing, and I would like the way she danced. and I would start dancing like her. I liked it. And my husband's a rock climber, and he would say, let's go rock climbing. And I didn't love it, but I went and I did it anyway. And I just found I was doing all of these things that weren't necessarily me, but that's what I knew, that's what I saw, and that's what I would do. Instead of going and searching for what I really loved. Doesn't that sound crazy? Maybe there's some of you out there that can relate to this. But something finally came over me, and that was because that girlfriend I used to dance like, I think she was seeing it happen to me a lot with maybe other things we were doing too that I didn't even know about. And I was doing like her. And she came to me with it. And she said, can you stop doing that? Can you find things of your own and be your own person? And wow, that really took me back, as you can imagine. Even now, I can feel it. It comes back to me. But it's what I needed to hear, whether I wanted to or not. I was really glad that she told me. That's another thing. It's a lot of, I think a lot of people don't tell us things because they're afraid they're going to hurt us. But I've become, because I wanted to, I made the choice to say, it's okay. Tell me. I want to know. If it's going to better me, tell me. I'd rather know. And if you're a good friend, let me know. I think of that in a good friend. Tell me. So maybe that's why she did it too. And it really made me think. And I am so sorry. Murphy's Law, a call is coming in that I've been waiting for, and here it's happening. I'll call him back. So that forced me to go into myself and think, okay, what am I doing that other people do that I don't want? Or that, not that I don't want, but maybe I should stop doing it and coming up with something on my own. Flubbing my words a little bit, sorry. So I did. And it helped. It did. It helps to hear that from other people. So if you have a hard time hearing things from people and it really hurts you, if this could help you in any way, and you think there's a possibility that you could change your mindset and listen to what they have to say and not take it in a bad way and take it in a more constructive way instead, if you think it's going to help you, just throwing that out there. And if you do know yourself, if you know that part of yourself and you say, no, can't do that, it's going to hurt me. You know what? That's kind of great, because there's a part of you that you know yourself. I want to point that out to you. So you do know something about your truth right there. So when I started to do it, it was because I was also feeling how I didn't like how people were treating me. And I thought, let me look and see what I don't like in how people are treating me in my life in different ways. Because I thought that could be one of the things that changes for me if I stand in my truth. So one of those things was, I felt like I just was not being respected. I was not being respected from my family. I was definitely not being respected around people I didn't know, that I was just running into here and there, in the grocery store or on a daily basis. I wasn't being respected, and I wasn't being seen. Same thing, I guess, kind of, right? You're not being seen, you're not being respected. And I wanted that, and I wanted it to change. And this is one of the things we'll talk about. It's actually the first step, but you need to be aware of what you want to happen. Once you're aware of it, you can be on your way and walk down that path. But I needed to be aware. So now I'm finally aware. I didn't like being unseen and I didn't like being disrespected. Okay, great. What am I going to do about this? So, well, I knew it was going to take confidence to be able to be respected and to be seen. I knew confidence was going to give me a different kind of energy, a different kind of vibration. This was also a time in my life that I was starting to get spiritual in my life. And everyone reacts to energy. So I knew if I got that energy, or the confidence, that was going to be a different vibration and a different energy, and people were going to feel it different, right? So in a nutshell, knowing myself and knowing who I am and speaking my truth was going to give me a whole different energy. And I realized this and I thought, all right, it's time to work on this. It's time. So if anybody out there can relate to this, let me know. I'd love to see if there's anybody else that can relate. If you're taking something, a nugget from here that you hadn't known yet, let me know. It feels really good to know that I'm being able to help. You know, how many times do we not even realize we're helping somebody? So let me know as we're going. So the first thing, like I said, is awareness. We're going to get into awareness. And you've probably heard me say this before also, but we don't know what we don't know, right? How can we know something if something is never brought up to us, if something is never taught to us? We can't know it. But the more information we take in, little things from the outside, from that subconscious, can come into our conscious and make us think, right? We have all these things in our subconscious. And the intention is to get them to come into our conscious. Once they're in our conscious, we know we're there. Okay. So awareness. How do we figure out who we are through our awareness? Here's some questions you can think about, and feel free to write them down if you have a pen and paper. What are your values? What do you value most? Do you know what values are? Could also be a loaded big question. Your values can be, do you believe in God? Are you religious? What do you believe, you know, as far as religion itself goes? Or if you're not religious and you're just spiritual, because those are actually two separate things. What do you call respect? What makes you happy? What makes you angry? What makes you sad? You know, you could think of all of these things and write them down. Another big one, go to other people that know you. We kind of talked about this a little bit before. If you feel comfortable enough with it, go to your family, close friends, people that really know you. And if you want, people that don't know you that well, and say, if you need to come up with words to describe me, what would they be? It's an awesome way of figuring out how other people see you. And if they're your family and they're your friends, you should get the truth. Hopefully you'll get both, because it's only going to be a service to you if you see things that you never saw before, and possibly things you're not going to love. It's only a service to you. Okay. If you could flip that mindset and realize that's okay. This is going to do something for me. It's going to help me. But you have to be in that mindset. You have to be ready. So when you're ready to be in that mindset, this is something you can do. Don't push it. I always say to people, do not push it. I do not push any of my coaching clients. It's going to defeat the purpose. I tell them to do everything when they're ready. Okay. So when you're ready, you can ask all these questions of people, find out great data, great content about how others see you, and ask yourself the questions and how you see you, and compare the two. see what's the same, see what's different, see what's there that you might have not have ever even thought about for yourself before. That's a really exciting one. Yep. So, ask family and friends. You can journal. Journaling personally for me is kind of hard because my mind goes faster than I write. So it's frustrating for me, but I'll think it too. So I'm just saying that for those other people, a lot of people I know love journaling, and you can just journal it out, write it out, all these things I'm thinking. You could do it all the time. You think of something, if you have like a little notebook and a pen or a pencil, so that at the time you have it with you and you can just jot it down so you don't forget it. Or in your phone, if you have a recorder, whatever you want to do to get it out there so you don't forget it, right? A lot of times I'll do it at night or in the morning when I wake up. Dreams, sometimes dreams make you think of things, you know, once you're in the mindset of thinking about this, more will come to you. What are your values? All right, so those are some ways you can do it. Another way for awareness, and step one in finding your true self, so important, is to get present. One thing that's really easy about when you're present is that it's not possible for you to think about your past, and it's not possible for you to think about your future. You just cannot be in those places all the time. The one nice thing about the mind is it's right here. You may have things flipping back and forth, and you think you're thinking about things at the same time, but in actuality, you're not. You can flip things back and forth so fast that you might be able to do things at the same time, but you're not being present. You can only think of one thing at a time and be 100% there. Try it. Now that I've said that, see when you're going through one or two things at a time, are you thinking them at the same time? Or are they going back and forth? You'll be surprised to find out now that you know that. So be present. So you can only be right here, right now. Try it for 30 seconds if you've never done it before. Do it in baby steps. Do it in small increments. If you've seen me before, you know I'm all about baby steps. Okay, so you do it for 30 seconds. You stay right here, right now. Think about whatever you're thinking about. If it helps, use your senses around you to be present. What am I looking at? What am I smelling? What am I feeling? What can I feel around me and touch? Am I tasting anything? Am I in the kitchen and breathing in and tasting? Or am I outside and it's the fresh air? Use your senses to try and be present for those 30 seconds and see how it feels to be right here and now versus how it feels to be thinking about something in your past or something in your future. And see what that difference is. I bet you'll be pleasantly surprised. And, you know, for these things that I'm saying, if you want to try, any of you have questions about them, because you're not getting what I'm saying, it can happen or will happen, please reach out to me. I would love to hear how I could help you more if this is the kind of thing that you want to do and you're just not getting there. I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to help you. So reach out to me if none of these things are happening for you, but hopefully they are. Okay. So you're being present. Being present is very important in speaking your truth. Like today, I am practicing, because I say practicing because I'm not doing it all the time. You're seeing me look at my paper sometimes, but when I'm not, it's because I am practicing speaking my truth. I don't want to be talking to you, just hearing these words come out of my mouth with nothing behind them. I want my words to come from here to you, because I want to be here for you, This is speaking my truth. How does it feel to you knowing that I'm talking to you this way? What are you getting from it? Right? Are you able to listen to me? And I'd love to hear from you in the chat how you feel about this, because this was not on my piece of paper. This is just something I'm thinking up right now. And this is what I love about being in my truth. Things will come up. Things will come up for me. Am I grabbing onto you a little bit more, talking this way? Or are you going into another place, thinking about something else? You know, where are you at? I would love to hear what you're thinking about me talking this way. And if you're getting something from it, something more than other people you hear of that maybe aren't talking from their truth. Okay, let's go on to number 2. So that was awareness. Oh, you know what? I have one more thing that I want to talk to you about awareness. Your environment. Be aware of your environment. Are you in an environment that's conducive to the kind of person you are? Are you able to stay that way if you're living in your truth? Or are you in an environment that's hard to be in and that you find you have to get away from to live in your truth? And then you have to go back to wherever you are and put on an archetype to be there, because that's the easiest way to be with those people. That's hard. That's a hard way to live, and it's exhausting. And it's not the energy that you want to exude to those people, especially if you know that you're going to be getting, a pushback from them. Who wants to deal with it? So think about your environment, your home environment, your work environment. Do you find there's anywhere where you run to get away from that environment? What's your environment like? That's another great awareness to think about how you're going to be able to stand in your truth once you finally start speaking your truth more, and how you can work with these environments. All right, so that's the last piece of the puzzle with awareness. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to reflect. And reflection, I know I often say you reflect after you get your awareness, but you know what? If you're not becoming aware of something, try reflecting before your awareness too. Why is nothing coming up for me? Maybe have a reflection why nothing is coming up for you. If you're having a block, what is this block? Where is it coming from? Why can't I get it to go away to get these answers I want? And try to reflect about that block, and you'll have your awareness. Then once you have the awareness, you can reflect again. And you can ask yourself a lot of these questions that I've been asking you too about your awareness. Reflect on them. Come up with answers to your awarenesses that you have. Reflection is so powerful. Write them down if you need to, so you don't forget them. Right? Really important. Especially if you're going to be reflecting more, and a lot of the same things are going to come up for you. You know, you'll look into these things that you see again and again and again. They're going to become more important for you. So the reflection is important. Let's see. Yeah, are there parts of you when you reflect that you love already and that you don't want to change? They're there and you love them. Or are you seeing there's parts of you that you clearly do want to change? Maybe you realize, oh, wait a minute. This is something that I'm doing that maybe is making this person react that way, or that person is doing this. Maybe this is something that can change so we can mesh together better, or this can go easier for me. And then there's things that you love about yourself that you're not willing to change because they are your truth. You feel very strongly about them and you're going to stay there. So in your reflection, you can think, is there anything in here now that I can attach myself to and see what is my truth now? Is there anything here? Do I know what it feels like already and just never felt it? What are those things? All right, let's keep moving on. The third is to take action. Now, taking action is the closest part of what we are taught in life. We're taught, take action, move ahead, keep going, get powerful, right? What's that one I'm trying to think of? No pain, no gain, right? No pain. Why do we have to have pain? Anyway, don't get me on a tangent. I don't want to go there. And that's not why I'm here for today. I like to make things so simple, so simple. It just makes life better for me. It makes everything around me easier. It's an energy that other people like to feel, and you can help them make it easier for them. So the action you're taking, because it's not going to be something that's hard to do. The action you're taking is one small step. That's it. That's why it's simple. It's one small step. It is not this giant thing. You want to get away from that. You want to, that way of thinking, just put it in a file and close the door because it is not needed. And I'm here to tell you. Now, you might see me getting really excited about this, and I am, obviously, because I'm here. But I also understand the flip side when you're not somewhere yet and you see someone else being so excited and having doubt because, well, you're not there yet and I am. Is it possible? Can I do it? I don't know. I'm not there yet. I still think that about some things. But, oh, wait, I have this thing here. I wasn't even thinking of doing it, but this is from Canva. I got business cards made from Canva. And this is what they sent me on the inside. What does it say? It says, it always seems impossible until it's done. How true is that? I'm keeping that. So true. And it will work for you learning to stand in your truth. So what's an action step that you can take? What's one small step you thought of? I don't know, and I don't expect this to be something really fast for you today, right? You can write some tidbits down and you can go through this for the next week or so, the next month, however long it takes you. Like I said, no pushing. As long as you're moving forward, you just want to see yourself move forward. You should be proud of that. You should congratulate and reward yourself for moving forward, right? So you've become aware, you've reflected, and on that reflection, you're going to think of that one small thing. Can anybody tell me, of the people that are here, what's one small step you can do to think about living in your truth? One thing you can think about doing more, or just one thing you can explore in your head. If it's not a physical thing, if it's an idea, what is that going to be that you can do? Okay. You try it. You see, is it a big deal? Was this hard? Was this taking me way out of my comfort zone? Was this taking me a small step out of my comfort zone? It wasn't that bad. You know what? Even if it's a small step and it took you way out of your comfort zone, you know what you think about? You think about how you can take that step and make it even smaller. Cut it into a smaller chunk. Just do part of what you thought would be a small step. I know there's a lot of people out there that are used to taking bigger steps, thinking they're small. Why? Because we're taught to take big steps. We're taught to go big or go home. So you cannot be aware that a step is big until you try it and say, wow, this was a chunk bigger than I can chew. Now you realize it, you reflect, you think on what you need to do, make it smaller. Take that step, just move forward. That's all you need, right? Keep it as small as you need to. I'm here to tell you, a small step is not a small thing. A small step, ironically, is a very big thing. Any step you take to move forward is a huge thing. So obviously, you see, I can't talk about it enough. I'm your cheerleader. I am here to cheer you on. Get in touch with me if you need to. Okay. So the action, other ways you can take action, the people around you. Before I talked about what is your environment like, are there any people around you that can cheer you on, that could help you, that have the same mindset as you? If you're not with those people, is there any way you can get around them? You can do, what interests do you have? When you were talking about your values and what you like and what you don't like, what interests do you have? What do you love? Are there any groups in your town or around you you can go physically to and talk about things you love with like people? During COVID, lots of things are remote now. If they were going to a club, a place of worship, a gym, anywhere, if they're online now, can you attend? Facebook, everyone, makes fun of Facebook. I am in so many amazing groups right now. I am a part of a local hiking and walking group that we talk about hikes that we go on and these amazing places. If we don't know about them, this is an amazing place to go and hike. Animals. I love helping animals. I love being around animals. I will go to my friend's, her barn. She manages a barn and she has her horses there, and I absolutely love her horses. I've known them for years. Horses are amazing healers. Their energy is just the best. And I will go to her barn and I will sit and meditate with her horses and have other horse lovers around me. I go into environments where I feel welcome because they're the same things that I love. So what are places that you can find that you can go to, whether online or go to physically? Even better if you feel okay about being around people with COVID. No, people with COVID, sorry. So you don't get COVID, right? You know what I meant. So that's another way to do it. Groups, find like minds is an amazing way to do it. Books, find books, let yourself go into that place that you love more than you were before. You'll find that you start to stand in your truth a little bit more because you're around those other people. You're seeing, well, they're doing it. They're there. They have no problem talking about what they love, the same love as I have. And you start to realize that you can bring it out a little bit more rather than keep it in, right? So you can find those places. Yeah, I was saying I like going outside, finding places to go. Just going into nature strengthens me, right? Just being in nature strengthens me because the energy of being in nature and the energy that it exudes. Being next to water strengthens me. So I am next to the Long Island Sound. If you guys are all here in the United States, if you're not, I'm not part next to an ocean, but still a big body of water. If I can't do that, I have a pond at the end of my street with a big park, and I watch all the dogs. I put myself in a place where I feel good, right? Do it as much as you can, right? That'll help you take that step towards living your truth. And the more you live your truth, that's how you're going to love it. You're going to learn to love it. You're going to learn to get comfortable with it. And the more people see you living it, they're going to realize this is you now. You've changed. You've transformed. This is the new you. This is what we're going to get used to with you. And if they don't get it, stand in your truth. You need to live the way you want to live. You're on this earth once. You get this one go around for this life anyway. You get this one go around. You live with yourself 24/7. You live with yourself more than anyone else that you're around in your life. And with this one go around, why wouldn't you want to make yourself happy and have it be the easiest way possible to live with yourself, to be your best friend, right? That's living your truth. Okay. So when you feel good, when you're living your truth and you feel good, or even if you're not living the truth, but there's times that you feel good. How do you feel in those times that you feel good? You feel confident, right? Because you're happy. And confidence, guess that's what we want. It's when we're feeling confident that we get what we want. Your energy is more forward rather than pulled back into yourself, making yourself small. When you're confident, you're making yourself feel bigger. People see you. They will respect you because they'll feel that in your energy. They won't think about disrespecting you. They'll feel it, right? You feel other people's energy sometimes, whether you're standing them on the grocery line behind them, or you just pass somebody in the street, in a car, anywhere, you feel it. They'll feel it coming from you, right? What is confidence? I'll end on what confidence is. Confidence is when the body, the mind, and the spirit are all aligned. They're all there for you. When they're all aligned, you could do whatever you want because that's where your confidence is coming from. Confidence is coming from that alignment. So you think about what you have to do for your body and how you want to think and live your truth. Your mind is not an easy one because we have so much stuff going on there. But where does your mind need to be to live your truth? Right? And your spirit. Your spirit is what's always there. And you bring forth to get in touch with it. You call your spirits, you call your spirit in. It's not always there, like the conscious part of our mind that always is. You call your spirit in. When those three things are aligned, you got it. You're gold. And that's when you not only live your truth, but you love it. That's how you learn how to love it. And I would love to hear stories from you. If any of you have stories about this, I would love to hear it. So, who wants to come back to me and tell me any nuggets they got, or anything they want to say, anything they want to ask? If you're seeing this on the replay and you want to ask me anything or tell me anything, you can go, I put it in the chat. Actually, sorry, I put my website in the chat, but you can email me through there also, or you can go to jodikjackson@gmail.com. I'll put it in here. Gmail. Okay, you can go there and you can email me with anything. If you want to know more about my coaching, if you want to know my approach, feel free to go to my website. That is restoreYouCoachingandReiki.com. And I like to give people a good idea of where I come from and how I coach. And you'll get, even from my website, how I was able to come up with the content today, because you'll see how I think and what I do. So, all right, well, I'm not hearing anything, or I should say seeing anything. This is a webinar, or I'm used to Zoom calls too. So I hope somebody out there got, whether you're here, the people I'm seeing here, thank you so much for coming, or anyone else out there got something from this. Thank you, Nancy. Yeah, I just want to be here for you. And I'm so excited. Sorry, I'm doing my I'm trying to stop that. I am doing the Pay It Forward 365 coaching platform. I am so blessed to be the first one of the year to do it. So come on in. It's going to be every day. Yes, I will put my website in the chat, Nancy. Absolutely. It's going to be every single day for the month of January. I will get on a link that I'll put out for all of you. I believe it's already out there in the Pay It Forward platform and Life Coach University, to come to my Pay It Forward month of January. I will be having some golden nuggets for you every single day for the month of January at 12 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's the East Coast in the United States, with some nuggets for you on spirituality. If you're looking to get more into spirituality, if you are looking, I will be talking a little bit more here again about living your truth. I was talking about manifestation, obviously, because I am a manifestation coach. I will be talking about animals, because I am such a lover of animals, and the highest vibrations you can be around in animals. I can tell you real quickly right now: horses, whales, dolphins, elephants. Those are the highest vibrations for you to be around. They're the animals we can learn from the most. And I will get into that in more detail. Every day I'll be on for about 10 to 15 minutes. So 12 o'clock, come find me at Life Coach University in the 365 Pay It platform. That's what you want to look for. We're always doing the Pay It Forward, but this is the 365 platform, right? And I will have some little nuggets for you every day from New Year's Day. I'm so excited to be there on New Year's Day and start it, to January 31st, I believe. I forget my whole month thing that I learned in school for how many days in the month. But yep, I will be there. So please come find me. Come on in. Let's have a great time. And the last thing I'm going to say, and I will put in my, see, I can't do things. I'm not a multitasker. So I'm going to stay on this for a second. Thank you for coming here today to Life Coach University and my monthly platform about how you can manifest whatever you want. I am that manifestation coach. I want to help you simply, rather than doing anything in a complex way. Put the complexity away, bring the simplicity in, and learn how to live your best life. So thank you for coming to Pay It Forward. And if you feel so called, if you would pay it forward in your own way, and just like I talk to my own clients, any way you want to do it, someone look down, give them a smile. If you haven't talked to anybody for a while that you've been thinking about in your head, give them a call If somebody looks like they want a coffee, or someone is standing outside in this cold weather, outside a fast food restaurant, I know I've done that before, makes you feel good just to get somebody something. Anyway, any way you feel fit. So again, I will put in my website, Restore You Coaching and Reiki.com. I think I put that, yeah, in there, right? So there was a website again for you, Nancy. And I look forward to seeing all of you again. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful week. Keep that good energy up. That's how you're going to manifest. I will talk to you soon. Take care. Bye-bye.